Before your first spring flight, there are 3 areas you need to check: your aircraft, your wing, and yourself. Because after sitting all winter, things change. Fuel goes bad, parts degrade, skills fade. And most of the problems that show up in the spring don't happen by surprise. They happen because something was missed. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to look for so your first flight of the season goes the way it should. My name is Roy Beiswinger. I've been training powered parachute pilots since 1993. And for many years, when I was training exclusively in the Midwest, every spring we went through this exact process after a winter of being on the ground. I've seen what happens when things are skipped: fuel issues, damaged wings, and pilots who are just a little bit rusty. This is the same process I used for my own flying. We're going to break this into 3 parts. First, aircraft readiness. Second, your wing and rigging. And third, pilot readiness. I'll also show you the one mistake I see every spring that causes the most problems. We're going to start with aircraft readiness. Think of this as a post-storage inspection mindset. Your aircraft hasn't just been sitting, it's been aging. Let's start with fuel. If you've been using autogas, and most powered parachute pilots do, that fuel does not age well. You can get phase separation, water attraction from ethanol, and general degradation. 100 low lead is more stable, but autogas should be replaced. My recommendation is simple: drain it and use it in your lawnmower. Start the season with fresh fuel. Then check your fuel lines. Look for brittleness, cracking, and especially ethanol damage. Be particularly wary of clear fuel lines. They degrade the fastest. Pay close attention to rubber components. For example, the O-rings and plunger primers that are used on 2-stroke engines degrade quickly. And if a plunger primer fails, you typically have to replace the entire unit. And remember this: fuel problems don't just show up at idle, they really show up at full power. Next is your engine and induction system. Carburetors, especially on 2-stroke engines, are a common trouble area after storage. Check for stuck or saturated floats. The nice thing is you can inspect for that without even starting the engine. Clogged jets will usually show up after the first time you try to start. If you have clogged jets, it's going to take a little bit more maintenance than just a normal pre-flight check. Also check your air filters. It's not uncommon to find dirt and debris after a period of storage. Now your electrical system. Check your battery condition. If there's any doubt, test it under load. Look at your connections. Corrosion is common, especially in humid environments. And verify that your starter is functioning properly before you need it. For liquid-cooled engines, inspect your coolant level and inspect the hoses. For air-cooled engines, make sure your shrouding is intact and there are no obstructions. Anything that affects cooling is something you want to catch on the ground, not in the air. Now take a close look at your propeller. Check for nicks and cracks. Even small damage can become a bigger issue under load. Verify torque on your prop bolts. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations. This is not something to guess on. If your system uses a reduction drive, check the gearbox oil as well. Finally, look at the rest of the airframe. Check tire pressure and look for dry rot. Test your brakes and inspect the frame for corrosion or loose hardware. This is basic, but it's important, and it's often overlooked when someone is eager to get back into the air. Now we'll talk about wing and rigging. This is where powered parachutes are different from other aircraft, and where a lot of spring issues show up. Starting with the canopy itself, look at the fabric. Check for UV degradation, porosity, tears, holes, and seams that may have come undone. Then check your lines. Look for fraying, knots, and any signs of stretching. Anything that looks questionable should be addressed before flight. Next, check your line routing and attachments. Make sure nothing is misrouted, especially if you remove the wing for winter storage. Check for tangled risers. Verify all connection points are correct. And inspect hardware for corrosion. Small issues can turn into big problems during inflation. After a few months off, the aircraft isn't the only thing that's changed. You have too. Skill fade is real. Your reaction time slows down a little, your muscle memory isn't quite as sharp, and the pattern discipline that felt automatic at the end of the last season takes a little time to come back. That's normal, but it's something you need to plan for. So your first flight of the season shouldn't be treated like a normal flight. Pick a calm day, give yourself a wide runway, and plan to stay in the pattern. Do a few takeoffs and landings. Let everything come back to you, your timing, your sight picture, your control inputs. This is especially important before you even think about flying with a passenger. And just as important, avoid the conditions that add complexity. No crosswinds, no gusty days, no it's good enough. Give yourself the easiest possible environment to get back into it. This is also a good time to reset your mindset. You may feel ready to go, but your performance may not be at the level it was a few months ago. So give yourself a margin. Choose easier conditions than you normally would. Give yourself more room than you need, and don't push the first flight. Spring flying is about getting back into it, not proving anything. And finally, build your way back up. Don't go straight into more challenging conditions. And don't carry a passenger until you've done at least 3 takeoffs and landings and feel completely comfortable again. Take a look at your logbook as well. Make sure you're current. Do you need a flight review? There's no downside to easing back into it, but there can be real consequences if you rush. The most common mistake I see every spring is simple. People rush. They've been waiting all winter to fly. They're excited, and they shortcut the process. They do a quick pre-flight instead of a thorough one. They assume everything is still okay, and that leads to problems. The problem isn't what you don't know, it's what you assume is still okay. Spring flying is some of the best flying of the year, but it's only enjoyable if everything works the way it should. And most of the problems we talked about today are completely preventable. If you'd like to become a powered parachute pilot, visit EasyFlight.com. And if you enjoyed the content, please like the video. Thanks so much for watching, and blue skies.